Hi, friends. This is Caitlin. I'm so happy to be back here with you for Pink and Main. Tonight, we are going to have some fun with some of the products from the monthly subscription kit. If you want to see them, the house, the Home Sweet Home die set with the winter add-on, the way they were intended to be used, please go check out Donna's video from I think last week. I think it was the end of last week. It might have been yesterday. My days are all mixed up. Donna has a video up for Pink and Main showing that set, as I said, the way it was intended to be used for winter. We're gonna make it my own spin tonight, and I'm very excited about that. It's gonna be pretty fun, I think. I see a ton of people here. Let's go through and check in really quick while some more people find us. So I saw Sherry was here super early. I see Connie, Virginia's here, Mom's here. Miss Barbara is here checking in. Annette, Michelle, Maria, Judy, Peggy, Gloria. Miss Jody's here. Oh, make it by Marco. Hey, we use your glue stand every day, every live. It's my favorite. Let's see, Melissa's checking in, Heather's here, Miss Darcel is here, Jackie Ann. I literally have a post-it right here that says Jackie Ann, so I don't forget. Dawn's here, my dad's here. Let's see, Misty's here, Raquel, Lori. We got a good crowd tonight, guys. Let's see, Carol, Lynn, Libby's here. Um, yeah, I'm not kidding. I've had that glue holder. She probably needs like a good deep clean. She's seen better days, but she holds my Pink and Main glue perfectly. So she stays on the desk all the time. Um, Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch this over and show you. I haven't done anything super exciting, but I did want to start getting prepped. So tonight we are going to be using the Home Sweet Home dies, which give us a house, super cute, as well as the Winter Home add-ons, right? And like I said, if you want to see these in full use, go check out Donna's live from the other day because very cute, very wintry. She did some really fun stuff with the snow. I loved it. We are going to be using the same set to make a fall Thanksgiving. In my head, it's going to be like a card that you would take to give someone as a thank you when they've hosted you for Thanksgiving, right? That's my idea with this one because I want a fall add-on, and I'm hoping that if this die set is super successful, that down the road we will get a fall add-on, but I don't want to wait. So I'm going to get creative, and we're going to make our own fall spin using the dies we already have. So I have everything except the small rectangle windows. So these, we're going to go with one big window instead of two smaller ones. So that die is left on my board. And then from the Christmas add-on, I've grabbed the wreath, one of the flower pots, and then this set of trees. We're going to be using, or bushes, we're going to be using this one little bush as like a fall theme. And then I also grabbed the little trees dies, and we're gonna try making like a little tree next to it. That's what I'm thinking. Um, let's see. Yeah, see, Virginia, purple's the way to go, man. Purple for sure. Okay, so let me get these last couple things. The one die that I like don't quite know that I've fully grasped how it's supposed to work is this, but I'm pretty sure this cuts the window insert pieces for the door, but I could be very wrong about that. That's the only one that I'm kind of confused on. But I figure that once we cut it, it'll make more sense. Oh, one other note. My no peeking advent calendar got here today. I'm very excited. So Libby and I have been making a plan. So on Tuesdays in December, the last week I'm going to be live on Monday instead of Tuesday because I don't want to be live on Christmas Eve. I'm going to be doing a project with Advent calendar pieces as well as regular pieces. So if you didn't get an Advent, don't worry, you're still going to be able to see things that you have or could get easily. So don't worry about that part. But the plan for now is that on Tuesdays in December, we will get Adventy on our lives. All right, so I'm cranking this through my die cutting machine. She needs a little zhuzh. Some of these came out. I should have trimmed it. Okay, so there's our little door. This is that little glass piece. Please don't tear. I stuck my washi tape to my leggings before I taped it down, hoping that I would be able to reduce any tearing. Seems to have worked. All right, so this is our window. Perfect. So Libby said that Michelle's going to also be doing her daily openings as well. And then Libby's going to be doing some Advent stuff on Fridays. So you'll get a little trickle. And yeah, nothing's going to be, we're not doing like complete Advent. Last year, what we did was I like made it a challenge that we were going to like incorporate whatever we opened, not knowing what it was. We were just going to like add it in like on Chopped or something, one of those food challenges. So I think we're going to shoot for that again this year because that was pretty fun. Just like open it and have to figure out a way to use it. And I'm not opening them until I open them with you. So, and I won't be watching Michelle's during the day if I have to like, I don't know, I don't want to block her, but I will purposefully scroll fast if I have to, because I want to be surprised with you guys. Okay, so we have all these house pieces. Let's start putting things back on the cart before I lose something important. Hey, Brendan. I see Kim checking in too. She got her Advent calendar ordered. Okay. There. Big windows done. We cut our little white. We need one more of these little, didn't cut. Okay, you're one shutter. This is the roof. And once I get these all tacked back down, we will be flipping this over because following the little thing on the back is always a huge help. Okay, these didn't die cut, which is my fault, not their fault. Here's my window still stuck on there. We need one more of those. That didn't cut all the way either. This guy. This guy. I pull out one of my little Wiggler's Nook bowls. pop all my little tiny bits in here so they don't get lost. Oh, all right. You said there is a couple of those. There's still a couple advent calendars left. So if you've been on the fence and you want to play along with us, Libby's saying to snatch them up now because they're running very low. I heard metal hit the ground. Like the scariest sound. Let's see. I saw Kendra was here checking in. Michelle's here. No worries. Jan is here. Is that everybody? Polly's here. Hey, Polly. Somebody had said they hoped I had a good weekend. I had a great weekend. I think I'm still recovering. It was one of the absolute busiest weekends, shows, whatever that I've ever done in my whole life. And I've been going to conventions and shows since I was a wee baby. So that's saying something for me. It was a lot. No regrets. I very much enjoyed it. No regrets. That's an inside joke inside my head. I'm sorry for. Have you ever seen somebody get a tattoo and it says no regrets? There's a version of that online and it's spelled no regrets. Like you should regret it because you spelled it wrong. And so every time I say that, I say no regrets. But if you don't know the context of that, I probably sound crazier than normal. All right, so I cut that cardstock down. So let's cut it down one more time so that I'm sure everything actually cuts this time. But yeah, I had a very good time at the Chicago Planner Conference. I got to see Miss Mommy Lay herself. I gave her the little penguin card that we made last week. She loved it. She was very happy. I got to meet Adriana Carrig from Little Words Project. They're a really cool bracelet, friendship bracelet or affirmation word bracelet company that Bloom's been like friends with for a long time. So as a newer Bloom girl, I finally got to meet her. That was lovely. My workshop went very well. I was very nervous, so I put on some Taylor Swift and started dancing around like a goofball. I'm sure you're not surprised to know that it helped, and I was okay. Yeah, Barbara. See, I feel like if once I say the thing about that tattoo, then you're like, oh yeah, I've seen. Like I'm sure it's like a meme, something that's floated around Facebook many times. It just makes me laugh every time. And I knew someone a million years ago um, that had a no regrets tattoo that was spelled correctly, but they should have regretted it. So it just makes me chuckle. Let's see. All these little squares. Where's my tool? Where are the Millers? Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go look up. I mean, I know that's like that movie, right? I don't know the tattoo though. Let's see. I really think these are all windows. There's our other square. We're gonna be coloring these, by the way, but we're gonna be coloring them very simply. So don't panic. When I say that, I just think at that point, if you're going to be, I feel like the two options that make the most sense are to cut from colored cardstock or color, because ink blending, these teeny tiny little things, very doable, sure, but it's gonna take some time. But I would rather not give. I would rather have fun coloring these. I think we only need 2 of those anyway, because we are only doing one big window. Have the circle. I think that's everything. And like I said, once I get all of this stuck back on, we will flip this over and use it as our guide. Oh, and we need our tree. My only concern is if the tree is going to fit on the card. But I think that the tree would make a big difference in the fall story of this card. Oh God, all I see is Brendan standing on a spinny chair. Let's try cutting out a tree, and we'll see. If we don't need it, we just won't use it. Put all of these back in here before I forget. And flip it over, and something goes going. Like that. Something goes flying just like that. Okay. And let's get a tree. Yes, Marcel, this is the house from the monthly subscription kit. And we are using the add-on as well. Just thinking this little tree. But I am using the add-on, just a few of the add-on pieces to try to get a fall Thanksgiving themed. I will also tell you that this is a great time to shop your stash, because I have some other tiny die sets that I have itty bitty little pumpkins that would totally work for this too. So if you invest in a set like this, where it's like a basic, like a house, right? Not that the house is basic, it has a bajillion pieces and it's very detailed, but I mean, like a classic basic, it would be very easy to then make this your own however you want. All I see now is machetes. Oh, cleaning out your craft room. Yeah. My little craft hallway here could do with a little spruce up as well. Let's see what I do. Oh, I think those must go on the door. Those must be the windows for the actual door. I'm thinking of the I have some wildflower cardstock, construction cardstock, and brownstone that I'm thinking of using on the for the background. I don't understand. Oh, it's that way. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm pretty sure these go together flat. So I don't want to be messing with, I don't want to mess with a bunch of liquid glue. So I'm going to grab my teeny tiny tape from Pinterest. I have this little itty bitty tape that we've used before with our nail quarter. It's a little smaller than a quarter. It's 3, no, it's 1/8. Kendra said there was a few pieces it took her a while to figure out. Again, though, that's why it's fun to watch the lives, because let us do the hard part of figuring it out for you. But also, if I can figure it out, you can definitely figure it out. We'll be okay. Yep, and this month's release, as Libby put in the comments, is going to be on November 22nd. So next week will be sneak peek week for us. All right, so there's our house base. That was silly. I should have colored it first, huh? Let's color it. I want some like very soft tan kind of colors. So I'm going to go in with 0, or sorry, not 0, 7.3. And because I want this to be a very fall scene, I'm going to pick some tans and browns and like maybe a maroon, versus if I was going for a frostier, colder scene, I might pick more cool tones like grays, navies. There's not a rule to that, but if you're trying to push your theme or your vision and you're trying to nudge everything a little extra, color is a great way to help push that if you're making up for dye pieces that maybe you don't have. Some kind of cross hatching here. Get rid of some of these little streaks. Going back to 7.3. Need to get a nice little shadow. I keep forgetting. When Libby does her coloring, she leaves both marker caps off. I keep needing to try that. Let's hold up our roof. So our little roof would give us a shadow as well. Curve that a little bit where it would be darkest in that corner. And the slower you are making those brush strokes across your paper, the more ink is going to get deposited into the paper. I'm going to start moving everything around a little bit more. There we go. Okay, let's add our little base piece. Okay. So now I want to start bringing in a brown, like a, not a tan, like a true brown. So let's go with OR 3.7. Yeah, that's nice. So everything's going to be really warm. We're going to pull in that color from either end. That's going to go here. I guess it gets tucked under a little bit. I'm going to do as much of this with this tape as I can. Because I know me, and as soon as I do pull out that liquid glue, I'm going to start getting it everywhere, and little pieces are going to get stuck to me. Nice little base. The our little like stoop, our little front walk piece goes on top of that, and that in theory should be gray, but I don't want to use cold gray. We're still going to go gray, but we'll bring in these RG, these red grays, because you guys know my warm grays of these I'm still getting used to. You don't warm gray like my Copic warm grays. So a little RG5, a little RG3. And there's a little layering piece that goes in that. I'm not feeling that tonight. I think coloring it that way is fine. I think it's nice to have those little mini layering options if you're using solid cardstock. But if you're coloring them, I think you can skip them if you decide that's what you want to do. There we go. Probably could have been a little more that way, but that's okay. Okay, this guy goes here. And then this guy goes on it like that. So I am going to have to break out some liquid glue at some point. And then the door goes in the middle. So that thing I thought was just lights is lights and the door handle. teeny tiny little door handle. That's really cute. Okay, so this is only going to be seen a little bit, but let's pull out that same darker brown that we did over here. And I'm just going to edge it all the way around here because the window frame is going to cover it all up anyway. Doing these more intricate cards is wild because I just keep trying to look up to see where we are in the comments. And it's like machete. And then the next thing is like my cat and cheese. So funny. Okay, so there's our little frame. I kind of like the idea of this being white, but that might be too plain. So I still have, so far we've only used these like three. I have like a brown, a tan, and a gray. So let's go in with just the lightest, that 7.0 from that first house paint combo we used. And I'm not going to add any shading to it. We're just going to go around so it's not so stark white. I'm also not a house decorator or interior designer. Putting that out there right now. So if this does not look like a house that should exist in real life, I'm sorry, but I've done what I can do. Just tapping on tiny little glue spots. That looks pretty good. We will fill in the little window pieces. I think with yellow in the I don't know, in the inspiration pictures, they're blue, and I get that for like glass, but I want this to look really warm and like inviting. So I don't know what I don't know if you like warm glow yellow makes sense. I think that's what I want to do. Maybe like a light teal on the outside. Brendan said it's so Caitlin core to go all out, even if it's going to be barely seen. That is probably the definition of what Caitlin core would be. Um, for sure. And that 100% comes from my dad. The little added details that either only you know about or only someone who is really paying attention would see. That's what makes a project. Right. I grew up doing like costume competitions, like big national like science fiction and fantasy masquerade competitions. And workmanship judging was always like they'd want to come see the lining, like what does the inside of your outfit look like? Right. So even those little things to me still, it's been drilled into my mind. as my dad would say, right is right and wrong is wrong. So if you're going to do it, do it. All right, so I framed all of my little windows with BG10. Sorry, I swapped over to Copics by default, not thinking. Telling stories over here. And then I'm running a very, very pale yellow. Let's see, I'm sure I have comparable BG7 to kind of like blend those out in polos. So it isn't going to be like a bright orangey glow, but they won't look cold. It'll still look like you can kind of see these lights from inside the house. That's what I want. Dot a little. Oh, you know what I forgot is that top arch. It's right there too. But I just, because this is meant to be that warm fall card, I want it to look like, you know, there's people home, they're waiting, they're expecting you, dinner's almost ready. That's the vibe. Yeah, me and Brennan trying to convert everyone to Gen Z slang, one TikTok joke at a time. Right, Brennan? That's how Brennan and I first bonded, was over understanding some TikTok jokes that we heard on another live. We seem to be the only ones. Because even though Brennan and I are not close in age whatsoever, we at least have a TikTok in common. That's what happens when your grown-up job is social media. You get to spend all day tracking new TikTok trends and trying to find new sounds. Okay. 4 hour door, did we decide? I think these go on the door. But again, I think we can skip that and just get that look that I'm going for with just our shading. So I'm going to go in with R 1.7 so you can see. Right, so you can see the little, there we go, embossed lines there. So I'm going to add my darker red inside those squares. And it's okay if I mess it up because we still have those inserts, or that second layer we can always add on top. But I want to try this first at least. So that was 1.7. Then we're going to go in with 1.5. Start pulling that color in. And then also on the bottom and the top. Let's find one more red. I really got to start preparing for this part more. This happens to me every time. I'm sure you guys are so tired of me trying to find my red markers. 3.5. That looks like undertone. This is looking very bright red, and I don't want very bright red. So we're going to go over and glaze it with some R5.5 and see what that does. No. I was going for maroon. This is very blood red. That's our Halloween house, right? Not There we go. I like that. Let's see how you can get all that dimension without doing that second layer. And then our little door will pop in right there. Yeah, I became a TikTok convert during the pandemic. That's also when I started posting my cards online because I got furloughed from work and was full panic mode about it. All right, so don't be alarmed. That's glue. Hold on. That's our little front door set so far. We're getting there. Is there another foil coming out this month? Yes. I believe there are 2 foils this month, one in the kit and one separate, like one new one by itself, I think. I could be wrong. There's definitely new foils though. If Libby's still here, she'll tell us. If I'm wrong. Trying to do this door handle. The yellow is going to be too bright though, but we can tap on some of that brown we've been using. There we go. Little door handle. Libby, the question was, is there new foils this month? And I said I knew there was the new foil in the subscription kit. And I'm pretty sure I saw another foil, but I don't want to say the wrong thing. Okay. Oh, lizards are coming into the crafter. And yes, I do involve my whole family in my TikTok shenanigans now. I've had only one, but I've had a viral TikTok video. It's pretty exciting stuff. that's when my family kind of stopped questioning me about it. They got it then. Going in with OR 4.8 on this little side roof. Then we will bring back in our browns we've been using. Okay, perfect. That's what I thought. So there is a new foil of the month, which that subscription is out now. And then on November 22nd, that foil will be available on its own if you didn't get it in the subscription, as well as one additional foil. So there will be 2 total with the new release on the 22nd. So guys, my allergies are going crazy. Being in Chicago and then coming home really like threw off my system. I know I'm not sick. I feel, besides tired, I feel fine. Okay. Hey, Linda. That's no problem. All right, so that's what our little roof is going to look like. Very cute. I guess now that I have my liquid glue out, I still need to clean up the snow. All right. That's going to be your little window. Listen, I don't even know if we're going to have time to make this actual card. Oh my goodness, these are supposed to go up here. I don't know if I need those. This. Oh, those are for those. Yeah, I think I don't want those. I think I'm skipping that. Maybe we'll put our chimney over there instead. That's cute. Okay, so this roof needs to match. You can hear my kids singing from upstairs. It's so funny. They crack me up. Yeah. They were very glad that when I got home, I told them there's a good chance I'm going back again next November, and they were not happy about that. They just don't like missing out. I tried to explain that it was all work. I didn't actually like go see Chicago. I was working the whole time, but you know, they don't get it. This one, our chimney needs some red brick. Got our 0.6 and 0.5. And it gets this little thing added on top. That can be, let's bring in our gray one more time. This has impressions as well. I am able to see the people, Libby, that are commenting from Facebook. Like I can see that Linda said I need the precision press glue. Is that one of those big gun things? Does that have some sort of magical power where it doesn't get clogged ever? Because it's my fault. Like it's not the Pink and Main bottle's fault that it's clogged. It's me. I left it open. Like a little, let's bring in that really dark maroon R again. I'm doing like a little non-committal square rectangle, right? Like very not actual bricks. But when it's up there, it'll kind of break it up so it doesn't just look so bright. And compared to our door, it also looks really bright. So I'm going to bring in, we'll do the light side, that 5.5 that we kind of glazed our door with. We can glaze that chimney with as well. Just like that. Very cute. We're getting there. We're getting there. All right, Linda said it's amazing. So now I'm going to have to check it out. I'm going to do my large window here the same way, even though I meant to do them in photos, just for continuity. And this does have a little frame. And again, nothing on our card right now is white. So it's going to get that same cream color. Although it could probably actually go with one of the darker ones. So little. I want to know, does anybody have their Christmas tree up already? We were talking about it today at work. There's a couple of girls on the Bloom team who already have their trees up. And I'm not judging either way. If you put it up in September, I like it's your house. You do you. I'm just curious if we have any early Christmas people here. Oh, does this not layer? Oh, no, it goes in. Okay. That little frame is a true frame and not a layering piece. So let's get a window on first. All right, so Brennan has a Christmas tree all year long. Love that. Goofball. Not surprised at all. I kind of don't have this circle window either. Let's give it some shutters. Right, that'll look nice. I don't want to do more red though, do I? Some red shutters? Maybe, because it would be nice to have red in our three places. Right, it's good when you can bring something in threes. Anyone from Oval ever sees this, you need a marker to jump between 5.7 and 5.5 because that's a big jump. Putting the shadowed darker side up against the window. You know, it's pretty cute, right? Let's see. Little ornament and our little planter, or not ornament, our wreath. Wreath and planter. All right, I think we need to bring in some orange. So we're going to bring in a little OR 1.6 for this little planter. And then for our little tree, we need a different orange. So let's bring in some OR 2.5. And I'm going to just kind of draw little flicks coming out, like it's almost like it's a little porcupine. We'll bring in some of this nice dark red we used before. Maybe a little O 1.3 to fill it in. Some nice little golden yellow. And then the same thing for our wreath. This time I'm actually going to go in with that O 1.3 first. Over here covering my nails. This one I'm just going to do little dots though. I have an orange. I don't know, this might have been orange. Kind of looks like pizza. All right, so our wreath will go on our tree. Originally I was going to put the little bush over here by the door, but it's kind of a lot right there, so all together. So I think what I'm going to do is put, like, this might be the front of like a little garden bed, and I think I'm going to put it over here, like that. Like that, maybe like right in front of the window. That's cute. Yeah. They have their little like decorative leaf. If you have another little die set that has a tiny pumpkin, still go right there. Okay. See, the thing is, this little tree trunk is not going to work on this tree. But we can make our own little tree trunk, right? Sure we can. So I'm just going to take this. It can be really simple. We don't need a whole lot of anything. So we're going to give it one little root, one little tree toe, as my babies call it. And then just some squiggles to break up that texture. That was OR 4.7. Still fine with bringing in lots of these same colors over and over. So then we'll jump to the 3.7 that we've been using. Fill in some of those squiggles. Fill in that color at the bottom. And then 3.4. Right? It's kind of like all the other wood grain we've done together. We're just making bacon over here. You don't have to be able to draw a tree. You just got to be able to draw some bacon lines. Way easier. Okay, let's color in the leaves of our tree, and then we will very quickly assemble this craziness. So I like to start my trees with my lightest shade all over. So we're going to give ourselves a nice little base here with that 1.2. We're going to be adding a zillion little dots and flicks into this, so it does not have to be tidy. And then we want our darkest. I like to go straight to the darkest colors. So let's bring in some of that R1.7. Okay, and I'm going to start dotting in kind of mini flicks of that color right at the bottom of our tree. And then this tree has kind of those little puffs built into it. So to me, that looks like a good place where there would be some shadow. So we can kind of emphasize that texture, that indentation that's being created there, right, with that darker color. And you can see I'm not being precise, I'm not being tidy. This is organized chaos over here. Very loosely organized chaos. Okay, then I'm going to jump over to my orange. And I want to overlap. I want to start where that red is. Okay, and then I want to bring this up higher. So overlap where all that red already is, and then start pulling in little oval-y flicks. We can start to connect those tiers of our tree. And if you go super light on your pen, really like choke, like when you choke up on a bat, right? When you come really up to the nib of your pen, then you have the most control. So when I'm doing those flicks, I'm holding my pen all the way back here. If I want teeny tiny little specific dots just to start breaking up that yellow, then I want to be holding my marker right up near that nib on the ferrule. The ferrule on a marker, it's a ferrule on a brush. Okay. Then this yellow is still a little hint darker than the first one we laid down as our base. And so I'm not going to cover everything with that, but so I'm leaving just little hints of that very first yellow right at the top, but everything else is getting a good layer of that. So now we have this really cool little fall textured tree that can go on our makeshift little bin there. Let's cut out a base for ourselves. Yeah, I think it's it's definitely not like the only way to color in, leaves like that, but I really like it. It makes me happy. All right, so let's go. What was it, 5.5, 4.25 with our brownstone. And then let's go, how big are you? That's a nice big house with our little sentiment down here. So let's just go, let's start with 4 by 5.25. Yeah, because I want to be able to fit a sentiment underneath. Sorry, here we go. All right. See, this is that bright. I just keep leaving my glue out over and over. So it just keeps getting reclogged. Okay. There we go. Now you can see. Oh, I'm going to pop this up here a little bit, I think. And then before I glue anything down, I want to make sure that my tree is giving what I want it to. Yep, just like that. Our happy little fall house. All right, so tuck that trunk in first. And the same thing, right, as this trunk, if you want to draw and cut your own pumpkins, I would love to see it. You guys know, make sure you're tagging Pink and Mean in any of your stuff you're posting with all these beautiful products, but also you can always tag me or DM me, put me in the comments so that I get the notification. I love to see what you guys make. I will follow you in a heartbeat. And all of the Pink and Mane account info is in the description. Everything's linked for you if you're not following everywhere. And then mine is also there. I think that looks pretty cool. All right, and then let's grab our Home Sweet Home fencing set. Ooh, I really like that. Home Sweet Home is cute, but I really like It's the Love of a Family That Makes a Home. Or Life Takes Us to Unexpected Places, Love brings us home. I like that. I think we're gonna go with that. That has very Thanksgiving vibes. And I will tell you now that before I take this picture to put it on the internet, I'm gonna add that circle window up here because I think it needs it. I said it didn't need it, but I was wrong. Mm, it needs to balance out that side. I'm gonna go in with our asphalt ink now that she's had time to soak everything in. When I re-inked her last week and she was crazy. There we go. You know what? I bet I could add. We're already at an hour and 15. You know what I mean? What's another 2 seconds to add a window? Because I want you to see the difference, because I really do think it's going to make a difference. The other thing is, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it without ruining everything, but this frame on this window needs to not match the house. There's no contrast or definition, and the windows are so light and the house is so light that it needs a frame, right? It's like a picture. It needs a frame. So that same orange from down here is on that little frame now. We're going to add that same color to our orange window. So funny trying to like verbalize my brain telling me like, oh, that can't be that color. Like you need to fix it. Sometimes I can't. It doesn't click in my head why I need to fix it. Anybody else? Anybody else have that happen? It's just like a vibe. It's not it. It's not the right thing. Okay. Right now, that feels way more balanced. And these are so small. I'm actually just going to pop them in first and then add the blue. How come when you die cut stuff, they always want to be upside down? Who can explain to me the physics of how that works? They always want to be upside down on the table. Here we go. And there is our very cute little fall house. with just one extra die, different than the Christmas set, right? Our little tree that we kind of spruced up ourselves. See what I did there, spruced. Or you can use the same thing and go full on crazy Christmas. But I just think it's so fun. And if you see a set that you love and you want to try to get creative with just your colors and maybe one extra or two extra accessories, I say go for it. Definitely go for it. All right, so that is our project done for tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming to hang out while I made my little Thanksgiving house of my dreams come to life. I hope that you guys have a great night. I will see you back here at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. I don't currently have a plan for what we're doing, so if you have any requests for any of the stamp sets or foils or anything that came out in September or October, please leave me some comments. I will come back and check tomorrow night and start devising a plan. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for spending time with me. I will see you back here Thursday. Have a good night, and a good day tomorrow. And I'll see you guys again soon. Until next time, happy crafting.